be that my phone will ring, and I might have to go.
Yes.
Because my records are going to arrive. Yeah, all
That's
very
nice.
exciting.
Yes. I feel like
Just slide in. There you go.
Okay.
Perfect.
And you made some notes?
Yeah. I always get super nervous before I record these things. I don't know why.
No, I recognize that in myself as well.
Yeah, it's funny, huh?
And it's weird because the thing is, we can just record something new.
Yeah.
Right? I have the same when I was doing a podcast. I have one where I channel. So, but often I just start like speaking really fast because then I go into it and I will have my headphones on so I don't hear myself. Because then like my normal brain, my personality brain kind of cannot get involved, and then I just speak. And then afterwards I hear it. I was like, oh,
yeah.
that's
Yeah.
because I would get nervous. And then I was like, but I can just record a new one. Like if something is not feeling good or whatever.
I once recorded one and it was really, really, really good with AJ, actually. It was really profound. And then we got to the end of it and realized that we didn't press record.
Isn't it always like that?
Yeah, that was quite upsetting.
Damn.
Yeah.
It was just the profoundness for you then. The two of you.
Yeah.
It was just going to the savvy space.
Yeah, it was good practice.
Yeah. Okay, but what did you write down then?
Just some words.
Like from your experience, or also like general
yeah,
thoughts?
more like how. Yeah, like here we provide the space, the safe space, and then on your side you're more going into them when they're in the safe space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very true. Yeah, so that's the safety aspect. I love that. Drop the mask, yes. But maybe because I have a lot of questions.
Okay, yeah.
That's always there.
Yeah, this is easy then. If
Isn't
you ask
it?
questions, then I can give answers.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then we'll just see, and if we can also just like whatever comes to our mind, and we just talk about it. And maybe I suddenly get very excited about something. That often happens, and then I will be like, "Oh, but what about?"
Yeah, cool.
Okay, that's normally what happens. Okay, and is it recording now? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how is there normally an introduction?
No, normally I just do a fade in and like I'm already talking.
Okay, so it's like, so welcome to the podcast.
Yeah, welcome. Yeah. To Savvy. Yeah, Truth, Chaos and Cupcakes.
Yeah. No intro?
No, not normally.
No,
I mean,
okay.
we can do it. You can do an intro if you like. Yeah.
Okay, I'll do like do you speak to the
this
camera?
This is your camera.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay. I will go now in full theater mode.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
So welcome to this amazing podcast called Truth, Chaos and Cupcakes. And I'm so lucky because I got the chance to interview you.
Yeah, this is
Steve.
a rare one. This is, yeah.
Yeah, because I think it's no secret that I really enjoy being here.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was planning to go for a week this time, and now it's like I'm staying for a month. So I love it here.
Yeah.
And from that, I had so many questions about how you created this and what your thoughts are around co-living and community and just like people in general.
Yeah.
Being together in a group and what's that all about. So I would love to ask you questions about that.
Okay. That was a lot of questions in one, I think.
It was a lot of comments or reflections from my head. I think then I can ask
Okay.
you one.
Yeah.
Should I
So
just like ask one question, or do you want to?
you can ask one question and then we can build from there. That's probably
Okay.
the easiest.
Yes. So my first question is, when you first had the thought about making a co-living, what did that come from?
Yeah. Okay. Well, this is my second co-living. So, like 10 years ago, I started a project in the mountains about 2 hours from here, which was more like a volunteer project. So it's like a big old house, like a 400-year-old farmhouse up in the mountains, no electric, no water, like really rustic. And I'd been running an eco hotel, and we had like teams of volunteers that used to come and help. There wasn't basically we were staying in tents throughout the summer, and in the end, like a guy offered me to live in his house, which was nearby, which hadn't been lived in for 60 years. And so I moved in there and slowly put in electric and a water system and bits and pieces, and then thought, yo, I like living with people. So we filled the house up with volunteers, people who came and lived and learned how to kind of live with other people, young people under 25s. And back then it was, it was a lot of fun. We did lots of different projects, building dry toilets and building a yoga studio and learning how to look after sheep. And yeah,
As you do.
yeah, there was this crazy old shepherd that used to have all these sheep on the land, and yeah, that was a funny guy. But yeah, I mean, basically I was deep in my addiction to alcohol, so it was kind of like I was validating like my alcoholism by having all these people around that were being super happy and like doing stuff, and like how is it a problem if everyone that you're living with is super happy and nice? And of course they're changing every month, so they never really got to know the real you. So of course it's nice, you're living in their holiday, you know? And
Yeah.
then eventually when I became sober, I was offered this place, and yeah, the idea originally wasn't to start a co-living, but it just kind of happened organically, to be honest. Um, we A lot of it was to do with bureaucracy, and yeah, at the beginning we started it. It wasn't really a sober co-living, but after a couple of weeks of being open, we decided to make it a sober co-living, just because like I didn't want to be surrounded by people who were drinking and partying, and like I didn't want to be another one of those frat houses that seem to be appearing all over the place.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's kind of what was the question? That's the question was.
It was just, yeah, the original idea where that came from.
Yeah, I mean, basically, I love living with people, and when I got sober, I still wanted to live with people, and this place came up, and we just went for it. Like we only opened in June last year, and since then, I mean, it's been pretty much fully booked ever since we opened. With like people, like it turned out, I was really scared to make it a sober co-living because I thought it would be a massive turn off. But in the end, it turned out to be that unique selling point that is the reason most people are coming here, because it's sober, because it's real, because there's no, techno parties on a Tuesday afternoon.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
Definitely.
kind of, that's why.
That was the beginning. Yeah. And then, because I guess there's many ways to do it, like how to hold the space for it. And I think at some point you told me that you tried like different ways of, like, I don't know, leading it or creating it. So I would love to hear if you have any like reflections on different,
Mm.
maybe you were through different phases, or what you learned in different stages of this co-living, or the other one.
Curious. Um, I'm not sure. What did I say last time? I can't remember.
I think you said something about we can also start another place. So because I told that I was in like visiting a eco village, like a community.
Yeah.
And there I felt like even though the values are beautiful, people are nice,
Oh yeah.
it also felt like there were this energy of burnout, and it felt a little rigid for me and for some of the people there.
Like very structured, no?
Yeah.
Like and expected to
You show up
to
for community meals, like they're especially for the people like that are based in the community, they have a lot of tasks, like there's a lot of scheduling.
Yeah.
And that felt very different to visit than being here, for example. So
Yeah, at the last place we used to do that because I mean it was a very different thing. We were hosting under 25s. So it was very much on this day you'll cook dinner, on this day you'll do the washing up, on this day you'll do the washing, on this day you clean the house, and like it was really regimented because it kind of had to be. We didn't really have a team of people who were kind of in the background, like helping keep the flow. But you're right. In Savvy, we tend to like have a slight structure, but no one's expected to do anything. You know, like yeah, of course we expect you to wash your plates, and you know, and kind of have respect for the space. But if you don't want to come for dinner, you don't have to come for dinner. Like, and it's interesting. People tend to like get into this rhythm, but it changes. Like sometimes, like you'll have a group who really want to do certain things every day. Like they want to do like Pomodoro sprints every morning, like really business focused. They're building something. They're like have to get their taxes done, or they're like building an app, or they're just here to like work. And then there's other times where the energy is like completely different and everyone's doing yoga or yeah, it really depends on the people, but you have to be, you have to just kind of like ultimately let people do what they want within reason. I mean, you have to have boundaries, and this was a good one because people really want to be your friend at a co-living. Like ultimately I have to, you know, like someone ultimately is in charge. Like yeah, of course everybody is equal, you know, that's not a thing, but if the power goes off, I'm the one that everyone's looking at. So this is something like that was quite difficult at the beginning because you have to have some sort of boundaries. Like everybody wants to be your friend until they fall over on a wet floor in the kitchen, and then they're going to take you to court, you know, like, so you have to have kind of like this healthy respect for your guests, but at the same time remember that yes, they're your friend, but ultimately they're paying you for this experience, and like I have to have this always in the back of my mind. But I think we're going slightly off topic now, but,
nope, that's perfect.
and so that's really important. But yeah, it's just like people want to watch a movie on a Thursday night, I'll get the TV out, you know, people want to go to go for a hike on a Thursday morning, yeah, the car's going to be ready. You know, it's just kind of helping people do what they want to do within the group if they want to do that. You know, not everybody wants to go and watch the movie. That's fine. There's no worries. There's no pressure to do anything. Like, but I'll help you do whatever you want or not want. Like, yeah, I think that's,
Yes.
yeah. I mean, it's community. The community is there when you want it.
Yeah. Maybe that could be like when you were talking, I was like, oh, yeah, that's what you're describing is also a difference between a community and a co-living in a
Yeah.
sense, right? Because a community might have more of a flat structure, might be built upon that people are agreeing on some values
Yeah.
they're like buying into, and that's why they're there. And here it's kind of a different setup. It's
Yeah.
different
I've,
ways.
I've, I've been around a lot of communities, and I think they are always built with the best intentions and the best ideas, and you know, it's fantastic. Yeah, of course, everybody should be on a level playing field. I completely agree with that. And you know, I've been in communities where Thursday afternoon there's a meeting about business things like how we're paying the bills and the shopping and everything, and then on the Saturday we have a meeting about feelings and how everyone's feeling in the community. And if I'm really honest, all the ones that I know have kind of like ended up with a lot of people leaving, and the ideas changed a lot, and it's become a lot more structured with, in the end, someone having to be responsible for the direction of the community. Like, people, I feel people want this, you know. People look for someone to, yeah, man, go for it. Sorry. No, it's all good. I think people like to be led. I think people like to have, it's not, you know, I'm not saying hold someone on a pedestal or anything like that, but I think people like to have, they like to be, they like to have a direction, or they like to feel safe. They like to have someone that they can, you know, look to. Yeah, it's an interesting one. Like, ultimately, somebody has to keep the power on. Somebody has to make
Yes.
sure that the dishes have been washed, and that person in a co-living is normally the person who runs it. Yeah.
Yeah, so there's definitely something around the leadership is different in the community and a co-living, and here that leadership is you.
Yeah.
Right, and we all look to you. If something is not
Yeah,
working,
for
we'll
sure.
ask you,
Yeah.
right, and you'll make sure
Yeah.
it runs again. And the other way, we need a big discussion first, and there's a lot of
Yeah.
process just to make things run.
Yeah.
And here, like, things are running because you are the one making that
Yeah,
happen.
I think, yeah, so that it kind of makes it easier, I guess, emotionally.
Yeah,
Like,
it's very clear.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, if something's wrong, you come to me.
yeah,
Like, and then within the community in the co-living, it's a lot more, I take a back seat in that. Like,
yeah.
I can facilitate what you need, but ultimately it's up to the residents what they want to do and when they want to do it.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe I can share a little bit
Yeah, for
about
sure.
my
Yeah.
experience, because I feel this talks very much into why I feel so good here. Because what I experience is a high level of safety, and that's due to the way you run things, and that I can I can let go of my responsibility in life for a little bit while I'm
For
here,
sure. Yeah.
and I can focus on creating things or
Yeah.
contributing to the group
Yeah.
and like playing and contributing in ways that is coming from a place of creativity and overflow instead of having to do things because you got it,
Yeah.
right? So um, that makes it feel super safe to be here. And it's also, for me, really generating a lot of energy and a lot of like, okay, then I want to do this. I want to chip in with this idea or facilitate this because I don't have to think about a lot of other practical things
Yeah.
in my life at the
Yeah.
same
I
time.
get it.
And I just noticed that effect on me. I was like, wow.
Yeah, that's a nice one. It's a nice
Yeah.
point.
Yeah. And of course, then also it depends on the group dynamic and a lot of other things. But I feel just that level of safety and you holding that frame
Yeah.
makes every guest like at least have the possibility or the space for then contributing with whatever feels natural for them.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting you say it. I don't think it's immediately obvious to everyone this, but I have a duty of care and I do take it very seriously.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
yeah. And yeah, now that you've said it, it really makes a lot of sense. Yeah, that's quite the privilege, isn't it, to be able
Really. Yeah.
to remove that kind of responsibility from people so that they can explore the things that they have or want to do. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I feel that you get the chance to like put some of the practical aspects of your life a little bit on standby.
Exactly.
And then there's space to build your business or get in shape or whatever
Yeah.
you're here for, or just take a breather.
Or just chill. Yeah.
And also I was thinking about it when I was walking today, just going out of the gate. And then when I came back, I was like this coming back into like home safety. So and it was just such a good image of coming into a container that feels safe. Like there's these gates, I go in, they close, nothing can harm me here.
Yeah.
So it's like also, of course, a little bubble away from society, but in a way that creates a lot of flow.
Yeah, I think, I mean, there's so much stimulus outside of the gates. Like,
Yes.
now that you say it, if we just had Las Fallas in Valencia, I mean, it's insane. There's so many things to look at, to hear, to do, I mean, I think the world is so overstimulated that we don't know where to look anymore, or what to think, and like there's a million different directions to go in. And coming here, you are literally in this small little bubble that allows you to just
Exactly.
relax for 5 minutes and then literally hear yourself think again. Like the world, I mean, it's just crazy out there right now.
Yeah. How do you think that like overstimulating situation affects us?
Yeah, I think it really clouds our judgment and clouds our mind and clouds our direction, I mean, travel really broadens the mind and offers you lots of different opportunities and things, but I think it's only really, you should definitely travel and go and see the world and see how different cultures work, and try different food and like see all these different places. But I also think once you've been out and you've seen all these things and seen all the different opportunities that are available and the different religions and the different paths you can take. And I think it's important to be able to have a space where you can then integrate all of this information and choose what works for you, what doesn't work for you, which way you want to go or not go. And yeah, I think that's kind of why a lot of people come here, is because they're like working it out what they actually want to do next.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I used to love living in the city. I don't think I could do it anymore. It's just too much.
Yeah.
And I always forget, but whenever I go to Valencia, I'm like, oh, I'll go to Valencia for a few days. It's always 4 o'clock in the morning when you start to hear the garbage trucks, the rubbish trucks beeping in the streets, and like all the city noise, the drone of the city. And I always forget about it until I'm there, and they're like,
It's
why?
like,
Why did I even leave? Like, we left silence, like street lights buzzing outside the window. It's just, yeah. Much prefer to be up in the mountain.
Yeah. Maybe a word that comes to my mind when you say this is like spaciousness. That's also really what I feel here. Like in every way. Like just like there's no clutter, like everything is very bright, very spacious, very clean, like that's covered.
Yeah.
And you don't have so much of your own clutter with you because you
Yeah.
cannot carry it. And I could just, at least for me, see the difference from coming from home where we have so many things just in the house, and then coming here, everything is white and light and bright and natural, and there's no like clutter beside my stuff that I brought, right?
My records.
And your records, which bring a lot of life to the house. But just that fact, how much spaciousness that creates in my mind.
For sure. It's amazing what you don't need.
Exactly. And just feeling that difference and seeing that, because if you're, as you're saying, if you're living in the city or if you're living in a crowded place, you don't aware that that is affecting you so much. And then when you move out of that and you're like,
yeah, no, I completely understand.
like, whoa.
Like people say, why don't you live in the apartment? Why don't you live in the big apartment that we have? And I just don't need it. I just need that one room. You know, it's more than enough. I only need a bed and my clothes. That's it. And, you know, everything else is kind of irrelevant, really.
Yeah.
Like
your records.
Yeah, the records. Yeah, but again, you can just listen to music on my phone, I guess. But yeah, that's kind of like the one pleasure, I guess. Like I do like records. People say, you know, like is it consumerism? Not really. It's art. I think like having the records.
Joy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but maybe that's more that when you get to a place like this where there's not so much clutter and you remove all the extra noise, and then you see what is really important, and then you can bring that more into attention and focus in your life. Right?
Yeah, I mean, music's always been an enormous thing in my life. That's how I remember things.
Yeah.
Like I can like a certain song. I remember the day, the time, the year. Like I remember what happened. Yeah.
Okay. How is it? Kind of a language for you?
It's weird. Like I just like when Avril Lavigne came out with "Complicated." I remember the time. I remember where I was sat. I remember the color of the carpet and the number plate on the car I had.
Wow.
Yeah, it's weird. Like it's very funny.
That is very specific.
Yeah, no, it really is. Like music really does that to me. Yeah. It's a way to access like a memory. It's funny. Yeah.
But it's also, for me, music is so much emotions. Like it's our inner world, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Connect to that and different emotional states.
Yeah, I have playlists. Like I only have 2 playlists, and one was when I wasn't sober, and one is from when I was sober.
Ooh.
And like the first playlist I ever made, because I don't have different playlists. I just have one long playlist that's like thousands of
Very
tracks.
long.
And if you listen to it from the beginning, you can hear, you know, when I had a relationship break up, and then when I had a new one
It's your
start,
life
and then when I
journey.
had, yeah, it's crazy. Like you can hear my whole life through the music
Wow.
in the order that it
That's
is.
really cool.
Yeah, it's quite funny.
Then you can do like a DJ set. That would be like the life
Yeah,
of
I mean, it'd be
Steve.
crazy. Yeah. It'd be serious ups and downs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. What's your favorite record right now?
I
Is that
couldn't. I
difficult?
couldn't tell you. Yeah, I
There's
couldn't
too
tell
many.
you. No.
Yeah. I was just like going back to the safety piece, or just like because what you say with like dropping the mask and no judgment.
Yeah.
Because beside that, you have the responsibility, and like the frame is very safe here. It could still be very safe in the structure, but doesn't feel good.
True. True.
So I guess you also have had some reflection on like how you want to show up and like what kind of atmosphere you want to create here. Or is that also something that just like happened? Did you reflect on that?
I think it's become quite natural now, but at the beginning, it was like at the beginning, yeah, because this was a very new project. This was very different to the previous project that I ran. Like here, people are paying good money to come and stay. You know, the last place was kind of like a very different kind of model. And at first, I was really set on providing like a really top tier service. You know, I was doing like 3-course fine dining meals every evening, and like doing people's washing for them, and like really going as far as I could to like please people. But ultimately, people just want your respect, you know, and they just want to, yeah, they just want to feel safe. They want to feel like that's all ultimately people want, is they want to feel safe and to be seen and to be heard. Like and like slowly I managed to kind of calm down, which kind of then allowed, because people feel it, you know, and like when you're running around trying to please everyone, people are they're kind of on edge, like okay, what's going to happen next? What have we got to do this evening? And like
That's so true.
in the end, I just kind of was just like, yeah, took a deep breath and was just like, you know what, like it's all fine. Like if people need me, they'll message me, you know. If people need something, they'll just say it. If people want something, they'll ask for it. Like, hey, we'd love to do a big dinner on a Friday evening. Perfect, let's do it. And yeah, it took a while, but now I just took a step back. People kind of, they do it themselves without even knowing that they're doing it themselves. Like,
in what way?
Like because like the community is being run by everyone without them making effort. You know, it's not like a thing they're conscious about doing. Go for it.
Sweetie. Yeah. And actually, I think that's very interesting. Like that, in when you step back, like then the community part of this place actually steps forward. And as a guest, I think what it also does, if you're not like managing everything, it also give again spaciousness for me to take up a little bit more space in the group.
Yeah.
And I can contribute with whatever feels natural for me. And also I feel when there's a little bit of responsibility given back, not in the big ways, so I can still relax, but still like I have responsibility also for the kitchen being nice for the next person, and doing my own laundry, and like doing that feels like having some ownership
Yeah.
of the group and of the place in a sense, which I think is helpful for group dynamic.
Yeah, for sure.
And for the belonging also, feeling
Yeah.
of belonging.
Yeah, and people also call each other out on this, you
Yeah.
know? Like, it's interesting to see, like, everybody knows who didn't wash their dishes, you know? And
Yeah.
this is a common thing. Like, everybody loves community until the sink is full,
Yeah.
you know? And then it's like, who didn't wash their dish? Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think everybody has their part to play. Some people are good at some things and not so much at others, and yeah, that's okay, you know? Like, and it's interesting, you know, like, I've never lived on my own. No, I've since I've been 16, I've always lived with people, and living like this to me is kind of like I remember at university student halls, you know, there were like 60 people living in my building, and this to me it kind of feels the same, but it's more less party. People have kind of got their shit together, like, and it's yeah, it's a bit better managed, I guess. It's
Probably yes.
yeah. But I think a lot of people are starting to live in communities again. Like I think there's been a massive shift in the world, especially even in like the elderly community now. The older generation, the early 60s, late 60s, they're now realizing that it's better to get together with their 5 friends, buy a big house and hire a nurse to live with them than it is to end up in like a residential home.
Yeah.
And it's a lot cheaper.
Yeah.
It's like, and people like the communities really, really hot topic right now.
Yes.
Like co-living is massive hot topic.
Yeah.
Like especially in Spain. Like Spain is one of the best places at the moment for starting co-livings.
Okay.
Yeah, especially Valencia because of the digital nomad visas and things like this. It's quite easy. They're quite accepting of like this digital nomad thing that's suddenly taken over the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's co-livings popping up everywhere right now.
Yeah.
Not many sober ones though.
No.
No.
Still, you're special here. What do you think, like, that like urge to be in community and that tendency now? What do you think that it is? Like, what's the reason that we seek that?
I think I think a lot of things changed after COVID. I think the whole world took a big shift after that. It's funny, I don't know, but when a this is I know what I want to say, but it's difficult to say. When systems get to such a point that they start to break down, they revert back to the last known time when it worked. Think of like a computer.
Yeah.
You know, when your computer starts going crazy and it's full of viruses and stuff, you can restore it to the last known good settings. So like animals are like that. So like evolution, when evolution gets to such a point that it goes wrong, it goes back to the last time that it worked. And you see this with like single-celled organisms, like things start, you know, they start to have like a, what's it called when they have something that goes, there's a word for it. When there's a genetic mutation, for instance,
Yes.
like evolution, it has like a thing, it's gone wrong, right? Then over time, of course, millions and millions of years, it will revert back to when it was working well, and it will try again. And I think humans, we obviously used to live in big groups, and then society over the past, few hundred years has kind of like told us that we should be just in this tiny little nucleus, the wife, the husband, the 2.4 children in a house, don't keeping us all in tiny little groups and like all fighting against each other for the things that we deem valuable. And I think there's been kind of like this, someone's kind of like flicked the switch, and everyone's been, well, certain people are now realizing it's much better to live together, and you end up with more.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to have the kind of lifestyle that we have here
Live
with
on a
just
mansion.
two of you. We're living in this 2,000 square meter mansion on the side of a mountain with the most incredible sea views, with a group of 20 incredible human beings.
Yeah.
You're not going to have that with your two people, and having all these people together kind of with the same morals makes this possible. So I think it's people are starting to realize that it's a lot more attractive to live with quite a few people.
Yeah.
I think it can go the wrong way. I think having a community with too many people then causes problems.
Yeah.
I think there is a magic number. I'm not sure what the number is, but I know that having a group of around 20 people, it works really nicely. Yeah.
Yeah. I love that.
Mm.
As I used to work as a teacher, and you also say that in a classroom, like there needs to be a specific amount of children for everybody to have somebody to connect with.
Yeah.
So that can also be too few people or too few children, right?
Yeah.
So I definitely get that with the magic number. I really love that explanation also. I feel it speaks into what I have thought a lot about, why people are not feeling well in our society, like on an individual level, because that's what I see with my clients when I do coaching and healing. And they will come with all sorts of beliefs around not being good enough and feeling wrong and feeling like they are lacking something. And then, because I also am so interested in communities and also been living with other people, I just like seen this like this pattern probably of, because we are not living so much in community, we tend to think that we are not whole, because we kind of was taught that we should be able to do everything on our own.
Yeah.
And if you look at nature and at tribe, you would not be doing everything, because we have different skills and we would share those skills and we will like mutual benefit from that, right? That you can do some things that I can definitely not do, and probably also the other way around. And in that sense, what you say, like it will become more rich,
Yeah.
when we get together and create and share together, and then kind of multiply from that. And I'm just so curious to see, in the next years, if you say, okay, there's really this tendency to both co-living and communities are spreading, and people want to live like that, if people also will feel better, like that we will get a more like healthy, mental healthy society, because we will suddenly feel like belonging and feel like, oh, I can contribute with what I'm good at and I'm appreciated for it.
Yeah.
Instead of feeling like, oh, I'm lacking a lot of things that I'm not
I mean,
good at.
that's what we want as humans, isn't it? We want to feel validated.
Yeah.
We want to feel like we matter, like we have something to contribute.
Yeah,
that makes us feel
exactly.
like we have value.
Yeah.
Yeah. We want to feel valued.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. We're at an interesting point. This is for sure. Like the world is going through an interesting process. Yeah.
That is so.
Like even like in all over the world, co-livings are going crazy right now. Like in Canada, there's even co-living cities almost. You know, they're buying like
Okay.
full apartment blocks, like hundreds and hundreds of apartments, and they're turning them into co-living hubs. So you have a room or two or three people are sharing a big apartment, but in these blocks, they're then turning they're building like big co-living hubs in the blocks. So there's restaurants, there's bars, and it's like small little ecosystems within
Yeah.
the city, like that are just kind of they're deciding they want to live with lots of people and have everything they need within a certain amount of space. Like
Yeah.
this is a different concept than we have here, but like people are definitely choosing to live with groups. Yeah.
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 That is so. Yeah. For me, it makes a lot of sense that it's like more of what you said, but going back maybe a little bit in time of how we used to live in a village,
Exactly. Yeah.
right? In a tribe where we would share things. We would also share some responsibilities. There will probably still be somebody leading it, giving direction, but you will have the sense of safety from the group being in a group. So if we're just like in a city, in apartment alone, that's probably not so healthy for our like human, animal, tribal body.
Yeah.
I'm thinking.
It's I wonder if like how would you stop yourself going power crazy? Like I remember things like watching the documentary on Osho and the community that he started, you know, and it falling apart because his assistant went power crazy and like how will that affect it? Because I think it can just kind of creep in, you know. I think you can
Yeah.
have the best intentions and then it can suddenly kind of take hold of you, like, you know, how do you stop yourself becoming a cult? How do you stop yourself being like, you
To
know,
feel like the brink
worship
of it.
me, like, you know, I control the internet, you know, like this.
Yeah.
I think there's potential for that when you live in communities.
Yeah.
I think that could easily happen and does happen.
Yeah. There's lots of examples of
Yeah, I
that
mean,
for
we've had people
sure.
come here thinking they were coming to a cult.
Yeah, okay, interesting.
In the last place I ran, there were several people who came thinking they were joining a cult.
And they were hoping for that?
That's what they were looking for. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. They all came like they came all dressed in white, and it was
Yes.
normally like it was. I remember on the last like when people were leaving, we used to have a dinner the day before they left all together, and they normally did a little speech just before they left. And the one girl, she was like, "I really thought I was coming to get involved in a cult," and everyone found it very very funny. Like yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that is the power dynamics. Maybe there's something to, maybe that's a little bit with like seeing the group as a ecosystem and of this tribal thing that contributes to each other. That if you see it like that, you are not able to take something away from that because it needs to work as a group for it, like the jungle, like an ecosystem,
Yeah.
right? Everything needs each other for it, the whole ecosystem to thrive.
Yeah.
So if you suddenly have some guru going out from that, that will create a disturbance in that ecosystem. And also, I think the hippie in me would just say it depends on like leading from the heart and not from the ego.
Yeah.
That, of course, that will be the part of the consciousness that would try to have the interest of self instead of interest for the whole. But of course, that you cannot necessarily control that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That will be a journey for each leader, I guess, or each community. Yeah. Or maybe it's like not every community is supposed to work well. Maybe it is for some people also need, I don't know, I heard this weird story about like a cult, and from a personal story I got from a friend that she was involved in some situation that was like hindsight not super nice, but she was saying, yeah, I needed that experience to find my own power.
Yeah,
Because
this is
like
an interesting one.
she had to learn the hard way that she was giving her power complete, like she wanted a guru like this person also, right? Because she was not connected to her own power, and in a sense she didn't wanted it at that time, but then she had to learn the hard way of somebody really yeah, taking dominance over her power, and she was like, oh, that's not good. And then like reclaiming her own sense of self, I guess, in a way. But maybe that could be the point of some experience for some person.
As my mother always says, everything happens for a reason,
Yeah,
I guess.
could be. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we live in the world of duality now, so for every negative, there must be the positive. And being able to see the positive in any negative, I think this is
Yeah.
this is the trick to
That is.
to living happily, I guess. Like,
Yeah, being able to hold paradox between the two dualities.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I'm very sure not everybody, I think it's the same for everything. I'm very sure not everybody could do what you do, and I'm very sure not everybody could do what I do. And I think you, if you really want, if you really want to in life, you will find out what you were meant to do. And I am very certain this is what I am meant to do. And I'm very happy doing it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't think anyone should ever settle, you know? Like, you should never, if you're doing something and it's not really what you want to do, then it's not what you should be doing.
No, that's so true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think 90% of the world are trapped doing the things that they don't want to do. I think we're super lucky if we're able to find what we're meant to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I'm so yeah, no, I feel quite lucky in that. Well, not lucky. I deserve to be doing what I want to do. And yeah, it took a lot of trial and error to find out what I was meant to do. Yeah.
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 Yeah. Yeah. Wow, I really love that point, and that's like my whole why of what I'm doing. Because like my mission is to help people find that, so they like they get to know and trust what they're here to do, and not be sidetracked
Yeah.
by society's rules or other people's voices in
Yeah.
their head, and really believing and trusting in that inner calling of this might not make any sense, not even to me, but I feel that this is what I'm supposed to be
Yeah.
doing. And just being that authentic self, however that might look, and
Yeah.
that authentic calling of what makes me happy or what makes me feel deep meaning in what I'm doing and purpose in what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And then I think when we start doing that, then we're like taking our unique part in that ecosystem. So instead of now everybody's roses or something, which gives like a really bad it's just not like really a thriving, abundant garden, right? It's like just this
It's
one
this
thing.
monoculture.
Yeah,
Yeah.
monoculture. And there's no difference, so there cannot be shared anything between those plants, right? But if it was like permaculture and we were all standing in our unique skills, unique interests, or just expression, then it would be so rich and abundant
Yeah,
and
for sure.
could be
Yeah, it's
shared so
a
many
great analogy.
things. Yeah. And yeah, that's my whole why of what I'm doing with coaching and inner child healing, to like help people come into that core and just having that empowerment in I'm supposed to be like this. I'm
Yeah.
supposed to be me,
Yeah.
basically, because that's apparently super hard when we were taught that we should be a lot of different things than what we just are. And that's also what I feel here, that having this space is giving people the space in themselves to be who they are or get closer to that.
Yeah, and it's a super non-judgmental environment. Like,
Exactly.
and again, this is very natural. Like it's just kind of how it is. And I think people like feel it when they arrive. They just kind of like literally take a sigh of relief, like, oh God, I'm not in this crazy place with people that are expecting me to do this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
Like they can
Yeah.
just come and relax. Yeah. It's and it's funny because it has been tested. There have been times and people when it's really really made me go, I do not want it to be like this. Like there have been moments when, I've spent nearly a whole month just sat in my room because I'm like, this atmosphere is not good and it's not one that I want to encourage. And I've had to take a real step out. And that's that's then when I changed the way some things were done. Yeah, but I think we're kind of like got to a point where now the house is really rocking and rolling at the moment, and I say it all the time to like the guys, like the energy's really nice right now. Everybody's so nice. Everyone gets along so well. Yeah, and I think like the people coming in, they really feel that kind of immediately. The girl who arrived yesterday, she's so nice. Like immediately, she's having great conversations, and like that's really good to see. Yeah, it's really empowering.
For sure. Do you feel any other thoughts coming up? And what does it feel like?
No, nothing off the top of my head.
No, I think it was a good exploration
Yeah.
of a little bit of humans and how we work in a group and co-living in community. And for me, it just makes a lot of sense the way you describe things and what I see like on my end with individuals, and then what is actually needed for them to thrive in group settings, what all the things you were describing, and also what I experience here. It's just that this beautiful dance between the individual that can be themselves. There's no judgment. There's space for them to be that and do their thing. And there's another group of individuals that they can like interact with and
Yeah, it's like a Venn
exchange.
diagram, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the circles that intersect in different
Yes.
points with the commonality.
Yeah. Where all the beautiful like exchange happens and contribution.
Yeah.
And still there's a lot of freedom.
And I think without sounding egotistical, people find it inspiring, like, and they definitely People definitely leave different to the way they arrived. They
Yeah.
definitely take something from the experience. That's really nice to see because I mean, people tell me after they've left, they're like, you know, these things happened and it really helped me change my outlook on this. And like, yeah, that's really encouraging. Yeah, it makes me feel like we're doing something right for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say you are.
Mm.
Is there something that you feel most proud of?
Being sober, that's definitely the biggest thing in my life. Yeah.
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 Yeah. And I feel that's also, even though that is not like outwardly something, or maybe you tell about it, but just you have been on that journey of a very human journey of overcoming something very difficult. I think that also gives a lot of hope to the space.
Yeah.
And
It
create
could
just
be.
like the energy of there's space to be human. I met myself in some dark places, and you kind of overcame that, and that just like a walking permission slip for people, I think.
Yeah, I definitely like to lead with that.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Steve. I'm an alcoholic. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like
Yeah.
permission.
Yeah, for sure.
To be
For
you.
sure. For
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. We've all got shit.
We are all
Yeah.
human
Yeah.
beings.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. But yeah, it's definitely a very special place.
I'm glad. I'm
Yeah.
glad you like it.
And I feel also there's a lot of care and a lot of love here, genuinely interest in making people feel seen.
Yeah, for sure.
I really feel that from
Yeah.
you and just all of the people here. Yeah, very grateful.
Me too. I'm grateful for you guys. Like, yeah.
Yeah. And thank you for letting me interview
No,
you.
that was really nice. Yeah.
That
Thank
was
you.
so interesting
Yeah.
for me.
It was fun.
Yeah. That was good. Okay.
Okay.
See you next time.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. Okay.
Perfect.